Here we go. Here we go. What's going on? Inshallah. Okay. Twin Pyramid. Quaver. Everybody come on in. Make sure you share, subscribe, hit the notification. You know what we do. Hit the notification bell. Contribute to the channel. Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Rep your city or wherever you at the time. Right now, I'm in Scottsdale, Arizona. Right? Yeah, we need to shut the border down. Lee said we need to be quiet. I don't know. I don't know about Lee. Lee, you have to raise your children. You can't tell nobody else to be quiet. How are you going to tell us to be quiet? Blacks pay taxes. So what you saying, Lee, you say the blacks pay taxes but don't have nothing to say, shouldn't have nothing to say about the country they pay taxes to and the people that going to get their tax dollars when they come over here? Is that what you saying? Look, he said we should be quiet. Why they taking our tax dollars? You believe that? Why we pay all these taxes and did all this work in this country, serving all these militaries to put our life on the line, and we got everything at stake if the border's open, right? Because if the border's open and anybody just crossed the border, we at stake too. Lee just said we should be quiet. But Lee over here typing. Why don't you be quiet, Lee? Why don't you stop typing? Why don't you keep your opinion to yourself? What's the difference? What's the difference, Lee? Why don't you be quiet? Why don't you stop typing? Lee can't stop us from speaking. Lee, I'm going to block Lee. Lee ain't in no position to tell nobody nothing. We don't even know who Lee is. We don't know if Lee is a cartel, in a cartel. We don't know who that is. That could be anybody. Houston, Texas in the building. What up, Noble Drew? G-Rob, what's up? Money, what's up? Twin Pyramid, D'Angelo, what's up? Azim, what's up? Miss Gray, what's going on? We don't even know who that is. You know what I'm saying? He definitely an opposition, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? He not that smart either. You know what I'm saying? Anybody like Lee that feel like their border should be open is not the brightest bulb in the lamp. When you got your border open, national security is at stake. So you can see that Lee is not qualified to govern any type of country, for sure. You know what I'm saying? It's just some internet person. They got no professional. You can't leave your border open. And the funny thing about Lee is Lee got his doors locked to his house, doors locked to his garage. He's got his windows secured. He's got his burglar alarm on his car. But he say the country could stay wide open, but his house, you know what I'm saying? That's what's phony about the people that say the border could be wide open, but they lock their doors to their homes. They lock their doors to their homes. Okay, Lee, leave your front door open to your house. Lee, leave your front door open to your house and let anybody just come into your house. Prove to us that you got all this love in your heart. Leave your door open to your house. Your country is your house where you live at. You know what I'm saying? Your country is your home. You can't just let anybody just come across the border They can have any type of illness, any type of sickness. They could be not even from the country they're crossing from. They could be anybody. They could be the government's enemy. We're going to talk about all that. Lee say, just don't say nothing. I say ICE need to go get his IP address and go check Lee out. He might be a threat to our safety. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. If the authorities is over here, y'all need to go check Lee out. Because for some reason, Lee want to keep the border open. He's a threat to U.S. safety. That's all I'm saying. Run that IP address on Lee. That's all. That's all I'm saying. For the authorities that's watching, go check out Lee White. Because for some reason, he wants the border open. I think it's suspicious. I think he needs to be investigated. You know what I'm saying? I think he needs to be investigated. I'm going to keep it real. He wants to risk the security of the U.S. citizens. Run that IP address. He might be down in Nicaragua somewhere. Check his relatives, see if they're members of the cartel. I'm just saying, stop playing with me. I'm not really the one to play with. I got no filter. Lee definitely an op, ain't he? Lee the type of person come to your house, right, and say, oh man, you don't have to lock the door, it's fine. He'll just walk in your house and leave the door open. You know what I'm saying? Crazy. The most phoniest thing about the border is that they always just try to make it like only legal Latinos is crossing. That's what's really phony. Everybody's crossing is a decent, well-to-do, legal Latino. And if you try to close the border, you're destroying the freedom of all these legal Latinos that's coming here with nothing but righteousness in their heart. And we got endless room. We got enough room for the whole Nicaragua, Venezuela, El Salvador, and Mexico to come to the United States. We got plenty. We got plenty room for just everybody to just come. You know what I'm saying? That's why the United States government can't be just listening to just any old American. You know, some hippie. They be talking about, this is a shame, we need to have more compassion, you know. You can't just listen to any lunatic that don't know nothing about national security or nothing. You know what I'm saying? You can't just be listening to anybody. The crazy thing is they only want that in America. There ain't no open border in China. It ain't no open border going to Mexico. They just want the open border going this way. Run across the border going that way. Y'all don't think that's phony? Y'all don't think it's phony that they fine for you running across the border this way, but you can't run across the border that way? Run across the border the other way. Go ahead. Run across the Mexican border. Y'all don't think that's phony? Run across the border that way. I think grabbing them and deporting them is the nice way. In China, they wouldn't grab you and deport you. Okay? Y'all know what they'll do to you if you ran across the Chinese border in large numbers. and they feel like it might be too many of you to be locking up and feeding you, you know what'll happen. They have people with weapons on these borders, on the border of South and North Korea, on the border between India and Pakistan. They have people with weapons. Okay, they have people with weapons. You would never run across my border in my country. Never. I would have made the example out of first ones that ran across. If you did run across, you would really have to be absolutely running for your life. You would get mercy. But if you run across my border talking about you looking for a better life, you got to be alive to have a better life. With just even like, I don't know how running across my border is going to add to a better life. The key word being life. But you know what I mean? You okay? That's what you was looking for. That's why you ran across and violated our sovereignty and ran across our border because you want to live. I don't know. That seems like an oxymoron. That sounds like an oxymoron that you ran across my border because you want to live better. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. The soldiers at the border, they don't have orders. They don't have those orders. They're not there to make sure you live better if you illegally cross the border. That's not what they're there for. They dare to make sure don't nobody else run across. That's what they're there for. I don't know. But we're going to talk about it because I think it's all something's wrong with people. You know, imagine me going out in a neighborhood, going to war with some guys a couple blocks over, and they know where I live at. Then I come home and leave my front door wide open. That's what America's doing. America's going around defending, doing whatever, but got mad enemies. And then leave the door open. Does that make any sense? Or am I the only one thinking something's wrong there? I'll give you a perfect example. Let's take Hamas. If you went and you did this to Gaza, would you leave your border open? Who in here would leave their border open after you blew up Gaza? I don't know. After you funded the Israelis to blow up Gaza because you're trying to get at Hamas, would you leave your border open? I'm just wondering if it's me. If I'm crazy, let me know. Just say, Pharaoh, you crazy. You're supposed to leave your border wide open. Pharaoh, you're supposed to leave your border wide open, bro. I'm just saying. Somebody make it make some sense. Am I missing something? Is it me? Am I slow? What if you funded Ukraine and they just blew a Russian refinery to smithereens? Would you leave your border wide open after you've been funding Ukraine and you've been pissed off the Russians? Would you leave your border wide open? Lee would. Lee would leave his open. Lee needs to add some more letters to his name. I don't like the name Lee. With his mentality, let me go pull him back up. Let me show y'all Lee. With Lee's mentality, I really think Lee needs to change his name to The first Lee. I don't like Lee. He needs to change his name to Leave. Okay. All right. And he needs to leave from over here. You know what I'm saying? You got the wrong name. Your name should be Leave. Bye. Good, get lost. You left some letters off your name. Your name should be Leave. Okay? Definitely. But if I did all of this, if I helped people blew this up and help people blow that up, I'd be a little worried that some of these people might be some of these people. I don't know. Who is these people? Nobody knows. Just anybody can just run across your border. In America. Is that not crazy? Anybody could run across your border in America, but you up there funding Israel to do whatever they want to do. You funding Ukraine to do whatever they do, and then you got the cartels down there shooting at you from the other side of the border. Now, why is the cartels mad? Why would the cartels be so angry about you closing the border? And why are they on the border on the Mexican side shooting? Where's the Mexican authorities? Because they're in Mexico right now, and they're shooting and threatening the border patrol on the other side of the border. Now, the Mexicans, where is the Mexican government? So do you want people coming from that side of the border where you could just do this at the border? So they could just go to the border and just do whatever? Somebody make it make some sense. Somebody tell me something. And they just keep saying Latinos, and they don't even know who's crossing the border. How you know them is all Latinos? I mean, these big time governments, if I'm the Russians or somebody, I could take some young people in their teens, go have them get the best top plastic surgery, make them look like Venezuelans or Nicaraguans, and send them across the border, make them learn Spanish from 14 years old, train my spies well. My spies are fluent in Russian, English, and Spanish. They got instructions to only speak Spanish when they get up here. You think it's a Hispanic the whole time it's a Russian with plastic surgery. I mean, I watch a lot of spy movies. I grew up watching Mission Impossible. So you don't even know if these are the people that you say they are. You got no way to check, no birth certificates, no nothing, no paperwork, no nothing. A lot of these Latinos from Venezuela and stuff like that, when they call down there, they don't know, you know what? And then you put the other Latino brothers and sisters in danger because they up here trying to live a good life and stuff, and now you stereotype them. I got a lot of good Hispanic Latino friends. I got friends that have, Hispanic, they might be black and Hispanic or white and Hispanic or just Hispanic Latino or something. They be cool. But it ain't cool. You putting them in a bad situation. You putting them, the brothers and sisters that's here, that's Hispanic, that's Latino, that on some decent stuff, working, trying to raise their family, and then you just let Venezuela open up their prisons and open up their mental institutions and send these people, which, yeah, they opened up their mental institutions. You all seen that man set that lady on fire in New York on that train? You know they gonna dump them people out, them people gonna come. If let me tell you something. If Americans was going that way, I guarantee you it'd be a whole bunch of criminals. It'd be a whole bunch of people running from the law. It'd be a whole bunch of mental people would be coming with us, decent people. Yeah, decent people would be coming, but some nuts would be with us for sure. Hey, y'all, if we was all exiting here and we was going to South or Central America, wouldn't it be some crazy people with us? It would damn sure be some crazy people with us. It'd be our own crazy people killing us on the route down there. Yeah, it'd be some crazy people with us. Come on, man. I think this is unfair to the people in South and Central America because they should be allowed to come and get legally vetted and come into the country. Why can't they get legally vetted and brought into the country? Why they gotta run across like this in a country like this where we could be processing these people? We can have some order where they can know they come. We're like, listen, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna legally process so many a month, right? So many a month, we're gonna process. We can even give you a number. When your number come up, you come on up and get processed. Know what I'm saying? You come on up and get processed. I ain't got no problem with processing people and bringing people to the country. We got an old population. It's always good to have more people, especially if we're going to build the industry that's going to help these people. I think it's a good thing. I think they could bring more people from Africa, more people from Europe, Asia, wherever. As long as we make sure we work to build the economy to suffice for the people. And that's the problem I got with immigration. Along with immigration has to be some type of plan. You know what I'm saying? It's just like if I call Alexis and I'm in Kentucky and I say, Alexis, me and my woman and 2 children, we're going to come stay with you. She say, come on, what's she going to do? She going to make plans. She going to get a bedroom ready. She going to make plans for us to come. We can't just go and knock on her door, me and 4 kids. Right? You understand? So you got to have some type of process to be able to bring them in. You understand? But when you want to have a process, people want to turn around now and say, you just don't want them in here. No, in any type of situation like that, you have to have a legal process. This is just common sense. So you can't trust these people that don't want no process. Just say, you can just let people in a country where you already got a homeless situation. You ain't got no low-income housing. This is total irresponsibility. This is irresponsible. Biden was president. He didn't know where he was at. He was only up from 10 in the morning to 2 in the evening. He had to go back to bed. So nobody's been minding the store for 4 years. He wasn't fit to be president. They should have been sat him down. When he fell going up Air Force One, they should have sat him down that day. Now you say you disagree with what? You disagree with what? You disagree with having immigration, letting people come. Let me tell you something, Panther Jones. Panther Jones say, I disagree. Let them stay in their own homeland and build, like my ancestors built in America for free labor. President Trump said the 14th Amendment is for slave descent. I said nothing about the 14th Amendment. I'm talking about legal immigration. Legal immigration I support. So then you said, let them stay. So what if you and your family want to move to Ghana, or you and your family want to move to France? You don't have a right to apply legally, Panther Jones, to move to France? You're not making no sense, bro. You're not making no sense. And you just lumping Black Americans together like Black Americans got their shit together, and it's just a whole bunch of decent Black Americans building all this great stuff, and that nobody can come over here. when the reality is Black America's here. It ain't enough for you to run the country. It's only 43 million. You ain't having no babies. Too many of you going to prison for stupid stuff. The gangbanging killing each other. So show me where we got enough Black Americans to run the country. You understand? Show me on some reality, not no weirdo typing stuff. Show me in reality how Black Americans got enough workforce from the East Coast to the West Coast, bro, with only 43 million Black Americans. And there's 360 million people in this country. And there ain't even 100 million Black Americans. So we ain't enough for us to keep running this country, bro. Stop. Stop with the weirdo stuff, bro. Yeah, we don't have enough numbers to run this country. People got to come to run the country. As older people die, younger people got to come. You got to bring new blood into the country, bro. So this Black American thing, I'm with that. I'm FBA all the way. But I'm not unrealistic thinking that FBA in Chicago going to be able to do jobs in Arizona. We ain't even in Arizona like that. So who going to work in Arizona? Who going to work in New Mexico? Who going to work in the place where it ain't that many Black Americans? Right, have more families. And so what, should we shut down till you have some babies? Huh? When young Black Americans don't want to have no babies? Bro, you just saying make-believe stuff. I understand what you're doing. You're trying to say something decent, but it's time for you to really rethink what you're saying. You can't stop people from wanting to come to the country. That's how a country grows. I'm just saying vet them and make sure they're going to come and add something to bring something to the table. As far as don't let nobody in when the Black American don't have his stuff together. You understand? Well, you just talk around in circles, bro, because I'm talking about a way where they won't have anchor babies. So I can't really go back and forth with you. You seem to be emotional and you ain't listening. So you could just type away. I can't respond to you no more because you ain't listening. You just adding your own personal anger. We not having no intelligent conversation, me and you. Because if they did it the way I did it, they wouldn't be having no anchor babies. So you say you disagree with my way, but I didn't say nothing about no anchor babies. I said that if they want to have immigration, there should be a waiting list. There's immigration, bro. There's people coming here from Poland. There's people, they just let a bunch of people here from the Ukraine. There's people coming here from France. There's people coming here from all over the world. What are you talking about? You ain't making no sense, bro. You don't make no sense. You ain't making no sense. There's immigration, bro. What are you talking about? There's always been immigration in America. They just letting people run across the border instead of still having the same immigration policy. You have to people, a bunch of Black Africans that just became citizens in Ghana. I don't understand what you're talking about, bro. You saying everybody need to just stay where they at? Because you just go on vacation? You don't move nowhere. You go on vacation. Okay. What you got to do with everybody else? That's you, bro. You only go on vacation. Okay. Yippity-doo. What that got to do with somebody that want to move to Nigeria or somebody want to move to England? You know what I'm saying? Nah, emotional. And most people like that, they ain't gonna really, you know what I'm saying? The brother probably got good intentions, but he ain't thinking what he's saying through. I'm trying to be logical. I'm not trying to, you know what I'm saying? My whole point is not what he talk about. My point is against people running across the border, and he taking that all out of context. I'm saying people shouldn't be running across the border. If they're gonna come to the country, they got to be vetted. He said he disagreed with that, which there ain't nothing to even disagree with. See what I'm saying? Which is a whole nother story, Panther Jones, because that's why Black people can't get nowhere, because a lot of you brothers is disagreeable, so we can't build nothing with a bunch of disagreeable brothers. You disagreeing with me without even knowing what I'm talking about. You don't know what I'm talking about. You just disagreeing. I guarantee you don't know what I'm talking about. He just disagreeing, just to be disagreeable. He disagreeing because I'm saying the border should be closed, and if people come across, they should be vetted and come across legally. He disagree. He disagreed with that. So then he said to Black Americans, but how can Black American men do something when you got a bunch of disagreeable brothers? You wouldn't be able to build a car. You wouldn't be able to do nothing with brothers like that, because everything you try to do, they argumentative and disagreeable. You know what I'm saying? So on one hand, he trying to talk about Black Americans being great, but he making us look bad. You know what I'm saying? Because he disagreeable and he don't even know what he disagreeing about. He don't even know what I'm talking about. Okay? I'm talking about the fact they don't know who coming across the border. You know what I'm saying? You understand? They need to get their house together and hope to help the residents, yeah. But a lot of times, if you had your immigration set up right, it can help the residents. See, if you got the right plans, then you can make everything work out. But you have to plan this stuff for the things to work out. So let's say you want to build more low-income housing, right? So a lot of Black Americans and a lot of people that ain't making a lot of money got some low-income housing. How would it hurt to have some more immigrants coming to help build housing all across the United States so you could build more low-income housing quicker? How would that hurt? How would that hurt? No matter who it is, if they build low-income housing for Black Americans, would it matter who built it? Judges, tell me, would it matter who built it as long as we end up with nice low-income housing? Would it matter who built it? Black dudes, Asian dudes, whoever. Would it matter who built it if it still benefited us? If they built low-income housing in Hispanic neighborhoods, low-income housing in white neighborhoods, low-income housing in Black neighborhoods, would it matter who built it? No. What would matter is who's going to benefit from building it. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Because what he don't understand is all that fruits and vegetables he eating, Black Americans ain't picking it. So he ain't standing on nothing. You understand? Because he eating fruits and vegetables, but Black folks ain't picking that. You know what I'm saying? So let's just keep this real if we want to keep it real. I mean, it don't matter who build them. What do you mean we have to build our own houses? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. You already live in a multicultural society. You understand? You already live in a multicultural society. You already got anybody want to drive the bus, drive the bus. You ain't gonna never have just Blacks drive the bus in the Black neighborhood. That's never gonna happen again. Okay? So that's a dream. You already live in a multicultural society, and whoever work at Chipotle, and you just go get your food. So you ain't got no society where you wish it was all Black Chipotles. But I guess it don't make no sense with no 360 million people. You got 360 million people. You feel me? And he said, if you pay Black Americans, they would do the job. But let me tell you something. There was a Black man in California. He didn't want the Mexicans taking over the business of cutting grasses and doing lawns. So he started a Black lawn company to do the lawns and stuff in California. He hired all Black people. They didn't come to work, bro. The man, in order not to lose all his equipment and shit, he had to hire Mexicans. You understand? So one thing we're not going to do, we're not going to take this problem and overlook the black man's problems like what you want to do. One of the reasons we in the situation we in, because you ain't got your shit, black people don't got their shit together. So we're not going to do no that fake stuff you talking, bro. Because black folks ain't going to do that because black folks already work for the city, the county, hospitals, and you ain't going to get no black people that work at no hospital, no doctor to go build no houses. So you talking stupid, bro. Black people already work for the city, the county, the state, and stuff like that. And most of the black people that don't work ain't going to work and don't want to work. And that's a fact. So your make-believe that black people gonna work, that's bullshit, okay? The black people that gonna work, working already. But if you say so, whatever you say. But I'm in Chicago, and the black people in Chicago want to work, they working already. They not gonna quit their jobs to build no houses. And the niggas that don't work, like I said, will shoot you. Okay? Facts. And rob you and take your shit. That's how they come up. Okay? Now, I don't know where you live at. You must live in bumfuck Egypt, but I'm from the rack. They ain't building no houses. That's make-believe. Well, a lot of people don't know about black Americans. We already in the society getting money already. Already. Black people's already working at banks and shit. I don't know, maybe you live in bumfuck Egypt. I live in Chicago. When you get up in rush hour, you're going to see thousands of black people going to work. So I don't know. You live in a fake world, Panther Jones. You don't live in the real world. This is when we had a problem where we want to take one situation and another situation. We don't want to fix this situation. We want to make that situation overlap that situation. Yes, we want reparations. Yes, we want to be able to have opportunity. But at the same time, we have to fix our community. You know what I'm saying? Our community not ready. Like niggas won't work for you, bro. I'm just telling you. Like you was the way you was talking, you was generalizing, Panther. You was like, give black people the job they do it. I'm telling you, they will not. Black folks ain't gonna pick no fruit, bro. They ain't not gonna do that. They're not gonna do that. You might, the only way you'll be able to get some black people to do something like that is like teenagers when they first get old enough to work a job, like the kind of people that work at McDonald's. But as far as full-grown black men, they ain't finna pick no fruit. Because you can't pay them a certain amount of money to pick fruit. Like, y'all not being realistic. You can't pay no high wages to pick no fruit. Because that ain't going to work business-wise. You know what I'm saying? That ain't going to work business-wise. You see what I'm saying? That's not going to work. And they're not going to do that anyway. They got machines finna do that. Machines finna pick the fruit. That's a whole nother video. Right? My whole problem I see is that machines finna do that. That's why they don't care nothing about picking fruit and stuff like that. They're getting their robots ready. That job's not going to even be available. There's not going to be no cashiers. There's not going to be nobody driving, no Uber. All them jobs finna be gone. All that's finna be automated. Okay? All that's finna be automated. The only jobs that's going to be available that we could do right now is we'd have to learn some real skills, which when it comes to building houses and stuff like that, you got to have the skills. You know? Black people ain't taking no plumbing, no carpentry, electricians, plumbers. The young black man not taking that profession like that where he can come in and build no houses. You have to train for that. There have been no There's been no opportunities to do that. And in our community, they want to get the fast money. We could barely get young black men to go to school. They don't want to go to school like that. When you see them black men in college and stuff, them the only ones want to go. I just went to my daughter's graduation from medical school. There wasn't no black Americans in there. That's a whole nother video. All I wanted to point out is that with the borders open, when you then blew up Gaza and made enemies with Hamas, and you backing up Israel against Hamas, you backing up the Ukraine against the Russians, and you got the cartels that have nefarious situations going on. You can't have no open border. The border have to be closed. And the crazy thing about these people running across the country, like coming across, that's why I say they got to be vetted, because they have to be vetted because they should have to learn English. I don't agree with the border just open and you run across. I believe let you across, but you got to have the same immigration we already had. You got to go through the immigration process. You have to learn how to speak English. Perfect example. High school graduation requirements in the United States typically include 4 years of English language art. But yet you got Hispanics over here don't know no English. How is it that our children have to take English, but yet you let people just run across the border, they don't have to learn no English? They in America telling us that they don't got to learn how to talk to us. We got to take Spanish and learn how to talk to them. I should not have to take no Spanish to talk to you, and you in an English-speaking country. You need to learn how to talk to me. Think about that. I got some people in Texas right now. They say they can't get a job unless they know Spanish. But yet they went to school for English. But they got to go learn Spanish to be able to talk to some people that don't got to learn English. So only black Americans got to learn English? You understand? Think about that. Black Americans got to take English all through high school and in college. But then these people can come and don't know no English, and then they want us to go back and learn Spanish to talk to them. It used to be when you came and got involved with immigration, you learned English. That's a part of becoming a legal citizen. You have to learn English. I'm not learning no Spanish to talk to you in no English-speaking country. So these people have to be vetted. Okay? They got to be vetted. We should not have to learn no Spanish. This is what I'm talking about before I was rudely interrupted with a bunch of nonsense. Okay? They have to shut the border down. And if you want to come to the country, you got to go through the legal process to becoming an immigrant. And I don't believe legal immigrants have no effect on Black Americans. I think Black Americans have the effect on Black Americans, and I think that 75% of Black Americans' problems is Black Americans caused it. Now you say there's nothing wrong with speaking Spanish. Let me talk to the slow people, stupid like Kenny. I said that if you come to an English-speaking country, you need to learn how to speak English. And the people in that country should not have to learn how to speak Spanish to talk to you. And Kenny, if you're too lazy to come to the country and learn how to speak English, then you shouldn't be allowed in the country. You should not be allowed to pass the immigration requirements. And you Hispanics that's running across the border, that's not really trying to be citizens, that don't want to take the time to speak Spanish, they should throw you all out. Okay, Kitty? They should throw you out because you're not here to respect the country. You're here to turn the country into a third world country where you is so lazy and such a bum that you want to come to an English speaking country. You're so disrespectful, you don't want to learn English. Kenny. So if your family don't know English, somebody should call ICE and throw them out. Okay? Period. Because you're disrespectful. You never should have came here. You should have stayed in a Spanish-speaking country. What the hell did you come to an English-speaking country for? You're such a lowlife with so much disrespect, but you don't want to respect the country that you came to. You're just coming like vipers and snakes to eat off a country that you don't even like and you don't even respect. If I go to Mexico, I need to learn Spanish. If I go to any Spanish-speaking country, out of respect, I need to learn Spanish. They should not have to learn how to talk to me. So, Kenny, if ICE is watching, get this IP address and go check out Kenny and his family. Because Kenny and his family might be here illegally because he's just letting us know they don't know how to speak no English. So y'all need to check them out, get the IP address, go run down on Kenny and his family. Okay. I'll play a hardball. Okay. Stop playing with me. Don't come over here playing with me. Don't come over here playing with me. Because I got no respect for you, just like you ain't got no respect for the country. You understand? And that's the problem with letting people run across the country because they want to come to your country to eat, but they don't have no respect for your country. They want to be Mexicans in America. They want to speak Spanish. They don't want to learn English. They really don't like your country. They're just here to take food out of our mouths. They're not here with no respect for the country. Okay? They're not here for no respect. Kenny's not here for no respect for the country. He's a vampire and a snake that just want to eat off the country and take food out of our mouths. Get him out of here. Deport him. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. He want to speak Spanish. Send him back to a Spanish-speaking country. Send him to Spain if you have to, with his conquistador relatives that came and pillaged his communities and taught him Spanish. You understand? Because Spanish is the language of their conquerors that came in and conquered the Aztecs and the Incas and the Mayas and taught you Spanish, boy. You speaking Spanish because you was under Spain, okay? You've been conquered, okay? That's why you speak in Spanish. Spanish is not your native tongue unless you're a Spaniard, which a lot of you are, because the conqueror would come in and breed out the women and then make the people be him. This is what they did when they came into Egypt. That's how you end up with Mark Antony and Caesar and all them in Egypt. They come in, they breed you out, and they make you a half-breed, and they keep breed you out until you actually represent the Spanish. This is why in Mexico, they don't respect the Afro-Mexicans. See, Kenny and them don't like the Afro South and Central Americans because they're white Hispanics. You see, they call a white man in America, they call him a non-Hispanic white. And Kenny is a Hispanic white man. He's not a third world person. He's the babies of the Spanish. He's from Spain. He's a Spain, like Fat Joe. Fat Joe is a Spanish. He's a Spaniard. They just try to pretend because they speak Spanish that represents some type of brown culture. No, Spanish represents Spain, and Spain is next to Portugal, and the Portuguese and the Spanish were slave drivers. So Kenny is a Spaniard. That's why he loves Spanish. You understand? You're a Spaniard. Anyway, this is not for you. Go away. We don't speak Spanish. I didn't want to talk to you, amigo. Only thing I can tell you is adios. That's all I know, Kenny. All I know is adios. You know what I'm saying? I don't know but a few words. Adios, puto, shit like that. That's all I know. I don't know what Spanish. I don't know what Spanish, Kenny. I know adios, amigo. I know that. That's all I know, Kenny. You know what I'm saying? That's all I know. You know what I'm saying? Adios. That's what I want to talk to you for. You know what I'm saying? I want to talk to you. You're not my friend. You're not my friend. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to talk to you, Kenny. Don't come over here trolling. Get out, okay? All right, get out. Come back when you learn English. You feel me? Come back when you learn English. You know what I'm saying? That's why they got to vet them and make sure you come. And that's anywhere you go. When you go somewhere, make sure you respect where you go. If you go to Ghana, make sure you respect Ghana. Learn how to talk the language and respect the country. Don't go to Ghana trying to be no be no American. You in Ghana. You know, don't come from South and Central America up here trying to be a South and Central American. You are in America. You said you want to come to America. You say you want to be an American citizen. All right, that's what you got to be. You can't be no traitor, because when the smoke comes, they'll run back down there. Where we gonna go? We can't go to Africa. Africa don't know us. These white people over here, they can't go back to Europe. Europe don't know them. They've been removed from Europe so long. They don't know their relatives in Europe like that. Only a few. So the whites and the blacks in this country is the only ones that's really rooted to the country. The people that's running across the borders and stuff, soon as it get hot, they're going to run back the other way. You can't depend on them. You can't depend on them to stand. The same way they ran, because they always talk about how hard Mexicans work. Well, why they don't fix Mexico? Right? They always talk about how hard Latinos work. Well, why is Raggedy down there where they from? If they work that hard, why are they coming up here? Why they don't work hard and fix where they came from? Make it make some sense. Nothing about where they come from, nothing from the fact they running from where they came from shows that they really hardworking people. If you work that hard, you wouldn't have to leave where you're from. Make it make some sense. They keep talking about how hard Mexicans work. Well, why is Mexico raggedy as hell and like a third world country? Why it's not nice? If the Mexicans work so hard, why they don't want to stay in Mexico? Why Mexico's not great? Why El Salvador's not great? Why Venezuela's not great? If these Venezuelans are hardworking people, why they leaving Venezuela? I could say Americans is hardworking people and we ain't trying to leave, but we don't want you coming in here and you not hardworking, bringing your crime and your low-level mentality and turning this into a third world country. We don't want a bunch of people running around here speaking Spanish that can't speak no English, that's coming with the laws and the slackness in laws from where you from, running around with machetes and all this kind of crazy stuff, and to bring that third world mentality here, degrading the country like that. And that's what you're doing. If you come in here and you don't even want to learn how to speak English, you don't belong here. You don't belong here. You got Asians here that still don't speak no English, still speaking Mandarin and Chinese. They should be kicked out. What the hell, you came all the way over here from Asia and you can't speak no English? Make it make some sense. But when I go to there, I got to be ni hao, hong kong kang. I got to learn how to talk to them. They not going to let you come to China. Go watch the black brother over there in China, the black Chinaman. Go follow his channel. He have to speak Mandarin and Chinese to them. They're not letting that man come over here and not know how to talk to them. It's a brother I'm following. He's a black Chinese. You understand? He's a black Chinese. Let me show you his channel. I think it's called Black in China. Yeah, that's what it's called. Okay, go follow this brother's page and you'll see I don't be making no stuff up. Follow the brother. It's very interesting. Make your children watch it. This brother right here, Black in China. Go watch him. It's very interesting. Make your children watch him. They'll learn a lot. Make your children watch the brother. Black in China. And he got to learn how to talk like them. If I go to Nigeria, I got to learn the language. They don't mind the fact I don't know it when I get there. But they ain't going to respect me. I stay in Nigeria 10 years. I can't speak. That's disrespectful. Ain't it, G-Rock? G-Rock, that'd be disrespectful when I go to Nigeria. I don't learn how to talk like them. I think they supposed to try to talk like me. That's disrespectful. That's disrespectful. And every time, hey, G-Rock, I'm in Nigeria and I'm waving around the American flag. They're gonna be like, well, you know what I'm saying? If I go to Nigeria, I'm gonna be waving the Nigerian flag. Am I wrong? If I go to Ghana, I'm gonna be waving the Ghana flag of Ghana. I'm not gonna be waving the American flag in Ghana. Because everybody gonna be like, well, go home since you love America so much. That's when I be seeing these Mexicans with all these Mexican flags and these Jamaicans with all these Jamaican flags. It'd be disrespectful to me. She said she talked to them about, oh, that's great. You're doing a good job, Alexis. They're going to try to teach me the language, and it's only respectful. But I wouldn't want to run around in Nigeria with no American flag. To me, it's disrespectful. To me, for me to leave my country and come to your country, because I like your country, but cheering for my country, that's disrespectful. That's disrespectful to me. Show respect for the land you in. You know what I mean? Show respect for the land that you feel like you went there for something. If I go to Nigeria, it's because I feel like Nigeria got something for me. So I ain't gonna finna go to Nigeria and be like, America this, America, America, America. They're gonna look at me crazy. They're gonna look at me crazy, G-Rod, like, why the hell you don't stay there? Now I can see if it's a holiday where you from and you're an immigrant and you came, I could see that you might want to just represent, where you from, especially if you're the first generation. But I can't see the kids doing it. But still, I don't understand how you could come up here and speak Spanish and don't ever learn no English. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I never understood that. Like, it's disrespectful to me. It means you don't really got no allegiance. And that's where immigration used to be. When you went through the immigration process, that was a way to make you pledge allegiance to the country you came to. You understand? I don't know if y'all know nothing about the immigration process, but the immigration process was to make sure you know some American history and that you end up pledging allegiance to the new country that you became a citizen to. That's what the immigration process is. Everybody needs to go through that process. Yeah, if you go to Mexico and everybody's speaking English, which is what's going on right now, because like I told you, America trying to take that down there. And they got all these businessmen coming down there and they slowly pushing the Mexicans out. My daughter's mother lived down there, and there's more and more white businessmen coming to Mexico, and they just speaking English, and the Mexicans don't like it. The Mexicans don't like it. It's happening right now. The Mexicans don't like it at all. So I'm gonna get back to the original point. I'm gonna let this go. The main problem with the border being opened up is who's coming across it. That's really my main concern. Who's coming across it? You just can't just let anybody run across the border. This is not no anti-Hispanic conversation because, like I said, America's got a lot of enemies, and so you can let Hamas just come across. You don't know who. You can let Russians just come across right now when they just had a big refinery. Ukraine is doing damage. So I don't agree with that. I think we need to protect the country. You know what I'm saying? So y'all stay positive. You know what I mean? Victory.